7 billion people. Can you imagine everyone from every nation hearing the gospel in his own language?
Did you know that there are about 3,800 unengaged, unreached people groups throughout the world? That's people that don't even know a Christian. Did you know that there are still about 2,000 languages that don't even have a Bible translation?
Imagínese.
Imagine.
تخيل.
Can you imagine a missionary among every people and language group sharing the gospel?
Let's face it, tuition in any school is very expensive, but trained pastors, missionaries, and leaders are critical to reaching the world. And many people can't afford a seminary education. So imagine more seminary students like me being trained to lead the next generation of churches, missions, and ministries, not just here in Texas, but also around the whole world.
In 2011, the SBTC helped fund and support 59 church plants through our state convention, our church being one of those. Now that's a great number, but there's still a lot more work to do. Imagine more churches planted throughout the state of Texas, sufficient to preach the gospel in every community and in every language of our state.
Did you know that in 2011, Southern Baptist of Texas disaster relief teams served in more than 17 areas of need caused by natural disasters? We did things like cleanup and recovery, chainsaw and mud out. We had kitchens where we fed people. We even provided laundry. Most importantly, we shared the love of Jesus Christ, with over 130 people coming to know Him as their Lord and Savior. Can you imagine being able to send out even more volunteers, meet the needs of those that have gone through a disaster, and sharing the love of Jesus with them?
Hold up for a second. We don't have to imagine. Our gifts through the Cooperative program makes all these things possible. When you give, your church gives. And that money is gathered with thousands of other church gifts, and that enables the work of the gospel everywhere. 55% of your CP gifts leave the state of Texas to reach the world, and 45% of your CP gifts stay right here in the state of Texas to reach our state and strengthen churches. My church plants churches, sends students to seminary, funds disaster relief, and so much more. Just imagine with me again, as you give to your church, how the gospel is empowered through that gift.
I can imagine churches of all sorts, in all communities, lighthouses to the nations, even in our nation.
I can imagine more funding going to students to go to seminary to be trained to be the next generation of pastors and missionary leaders.
I can imagine human needs being met in the dark days of natural disasters, volunteers, chaplains, and basic needs being provided in abundance because my church and your church gives.
I can imagine a Bible translation in every language and missionaries serving every unreached people group around the world. Across your town and around the world, God uses the Cooperative program to turn the imagination of those who pray, give, and go into transformed lives.